Oh my God, it's so freaking hot in PA right now. We always get either one of the two extremes. Either it's really hot or it's really freaking cold. All right, guys, so before we get started, I just wanted to thank Truck Central for deciding to feature my 2018 Chevy Colorado Z71. It's been a fantastic truck so far, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate being on this awesome channel. But like I said, my name is Justin. I'm from Horsepower Obsessed. You guys should definitely come over and check out my channel as well. I'm gonna feature a lot of the Z71 as well as my 2019 Corvette ZR1. So it's definitely a cool place to be. Come check it out. Right behind me is my 2018 Chevy Colorado Z71, and as a stock truck, it's been fantastic. I have done a lot of tasteful mods to it, and we're gonna go over all of that stuff here in a second. But first I wanna speak to reliability. The truck has been absolutely fantastic. I have had zero issues with it, with the slight exception of one tiny little thing that we'll touch on here in a second. But ultimately, this is the truck. Like I've said a couple times on my channel at Horsepower Obsessed, it is the red hot color Z71, pretty much just your average stock truck with a couple different things thrown on it. But what I really wanted to do with this truck, I really purchased this for home improvements and pulling the wife's boat. I just recently got into pulling her boat, and this truck did phenomenally with it. The wife's boat is about 5,000 pounds. The Z71 truck can actually tow up to 7,000 pounds because this is the gas variant, not the diesel. Whenever I was towing it, the truck did phenomenally. Like I said, there was absolutely no problems whatsoever. And there was a couple times I was towing it, I completely forgot it was even back there. So for a mid-sized truck, this thing is extremely capable. I'm very happy with all of the features and everything with the truck. I've done a couple different videos with 5 things I love, 5 things I hate, and of course those will get linked right up here or down in the description below. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I love the truck. It's absolutely fantastic, and it really looks amazing as well. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out the interior. I'm gonna go over everything that I've done so far in this year, but I wanted to let you guys see what the wear and tear was like and how everything is held up for the first year of my ownership. It is a hot one in PA, so being in here with the AC on is definitely a good idea. Like you can see down here, guys, 7,100 miles. I've had the truck for a year. Don't kill me too much. I do work from home, so I don't drive the truck as often as I would like to, but I have had some fun with it, especially in the winter time. But anyway, the interior has held up very well. I mean, I get, of course, the stock gray insert, black leatherette seats, and honestly, there is no wear and tear on these guys. Everything has stayed really clean in here, and of course, with the way I take care of my cars and my truck, obviously, it's not something that's ever gonna be completely filthy in here. I do take care of it, so things are gonna stay nice as long as premature wear isn't really an issue. And so far, I haven't seen anything that indicates that it is. Overall, the interior, there is absolutely nothing wrong in here. No cracks, no creaks, no plastic breaking, no problems with the seats, nothing on the headliner. For the most part, you wouldn't be able to get into this truck and not tell it's brand new. All right, guys, it is just so freaking hot out here in Pennsylvania. I just wanted to get in there to cool down for a second. But here's what we got with the Chevy Colorado. When I bought it, it was absolutely 100% stock, 100% brand new. It had 8 miles on it, I believe, whenever I first purchased it. When I did, of course, all of it was stock. There was nothing that you're seeing here now for the most part was on it. So we're gonna go over all of the changes that I have made, starting with the front end here. As you can see, the front end, I have the Bison grille, which I actually popped apart and painted the Chevy lettering red to match the exterior, give it that little extra sporty look. I also went ahead and and got the Rough Country light bar, the blacked out edition, so everything maintains the red and black color theme I was going for. That's for you, Guitarmageddon. I also installed the Rough Country hidden bumper mounts that actually bolt onto the crash bar behind the bumper. I took the bumper off to do the grill, and I figured I might as well do that at the same time. That was the easiest way to get it done. Now, I also went through and replaced the silver trim around the fog lights with the blacked out trim, again, just to kind of go with that whole red and black theme I'm going for. But this really helped change the front end look of the truck. I also went under here and took off the tow hooks, and I painted them red instead of the stock black. This does a couple things. This makes it a little more easy to see. If in case of an emergency, you'd be able to check those out a lot quicker, and it gives it that little extra sporty look. Now, as you can see, I also removed the stock air dam on the bottom to give me a little more ground clearance for whenever I do decide to take this thing off-roading.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! I want all of you to look at it!
I also went ahead and added the HIDs for the low beams and LEDs for the high beams. I also added an LED bulb for the fog light. The truck's light output from stock wasn't the greatest, so swapping those over definitely made a huge difference. Now, as you can see, guys, just in the front bumper alone, there has been a lot of stuff done to this truck to make it a little sportier and give it a little bit more of an aggressive look. But that's not the last of it. We've got a lot more mods to talk about. So moving on, we're gonna stop right here at the actual wheels and tires. As you can see, these are not your stock Z71 wheels and tires. I decided to bump them up to the Midnight Edition wheel with the Midnight Edition tires, which are the Goodyear Duratrax. They definitely give you a little bit of a meatier look, and it definitely is something that would go off-roading a lot better than the stock Z71 tires. Here, still at the wheels, I do also have 1.5-inch wheel spacers pushing everything out, again, to just give it that real sporty look. Now, like I said, I'm trying to go for the whole red and black theme, and those wheels definitely helped with that because the stock ones were kind of gray and silver. Now, staying right here at the wheels, you can also see back in here, I painted the brake calipers red, again, to just kind of help with the whole sporty look and maintain that red and black color combination that I was going for. If we move right up in here, you can actually see part of the spacer up at the top, but ultimately I have a 2-inch level here, which really levels out the entire truck and gives it a perfectly level look. So this is really nice for when you're not towing something. It looks amazing when it's just sitting here like this. But the other day, whenever I was towing the wife's boat, I did notice the truck squats a good bit in the rear with weight on the actual ball hitch. So I might have to do something similar to what Guitarmageddon did again with some airbags back there in the back. So anyway, moving on to the next mod, we're gonna stop again right at the front and the rear with the actual fender flares. Now, these are OEM pieces that I added on after the fact, but they did not come with the truck stock. So I added these, and it again really just gives it the extra little bit of a sporty look and really just gives it more of a truck look, which is what I wanted. Now, moving on, I did replace the badging from the stock chrome stuff to the Redline Edition badging, which is black on the front and red on the inside. Again, staying with that black and red color theme. I also added the OEM side steps, which did not come factory on the truck, but I managed to find them on Craigslist for a good price, so I put those on there as well. When I purchased the truck, I did opt for the OEM spray-on bed liner, and this stuff has been a godsend. Everything I put in the bed of this truck has been absolutely perfect. No scratches, no dents. The thing still looks brand new. I managed to find some OEM Z71 replacements that again stuck with my red and black color theme because the stock one had too much gray in it. This looked really amazing, and I love the way it turned out. I also went with a Rhino black exhaust tip to kind of give it a little bit more of a sporty look and again blend everything together. These are the Spider LED style taillights, and these things have been phenomenal. They really change up the rear end of the truck and really give you a nice sporty look. I also blacked out the stock Chevy bow tie badging just to give it again that whole black and red look. And we also have the blacked out LED third brake light on the truck, as well as the stubby antenna up here to allow me clearance into my garage still. Check out Horsepower Obsessed. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it for the outside mods. We'll step inside and go over a couple of the little changes I made in there as well. But before we do, I wanted to talk about the truck's reliability, my experience with it in the year, and the one single problem I've had with it. So like I said, the truck has been absolutely fantastic. I have loved every second of with the truck. The only tiny problem I ever had was actually with the backup camera, or more specifically, the infotainment screen. When I first got the truck, putting it into reverse at night, that center screen would light up full brightness, literally blinding you at night. It was actually a technical service bulletin, and when I took it into the dealership, they flashed the infotainment center to the latest software version, and it's fixed. So other than that, I have not had one single problem with this truck. I've gone through one oil change already. It's about due for another one here shortly. But I mean, the truck has just been amazing. I have had no problems. There's no creaks, no rattles, no bangs, no squeaking, nothing. The truck is very silent on the road, except for whenever I want to get on it. When you get on it, I mean, it sounds like a V6, so it's not anything spectacular, but I am planning on putting a cold air intake on this one of these days, and that really does help open it up and give it a little bit more volume. Back on the interior of the truck, we've done a couple little mods in here. The very first one is going to be blacking out the steering wheel bow tie. So this is actually a piece of vinyl, and it just covers up the gold bow tie right here to kind of give it a little bit more of a modern look. I've never really cared for the gold bow tie on most of this stuff, so it looks pretty good. Other than that, we have the blend mount, radar detector mount, which is actually in my Corvette right now, and the actual hardwire kit. So I can just slide the detector in there and plug it in, and everything looks nice and clean. There's no wires dangling or anything like that. Next, I have the cell phone Pro Clip. So I could just slide my Google Pixel 3 right in here and hook it into the actual truck for Android Auto experience. Other than that, like I touched on earlier, I have the Chevrolet accessories, all-weather floor mats, and some of the actual rubber mats that fit into a couple different spaces in the truck to kind of add a little bit of color and make it a little easier to clean up if something were to spill in there. Lastly is in the actual center console, this little tray, which was extremely cheap on Amazon. It really just makes this whole really deep console actually usable. Setting that on top, you are able to just throw a couple things in there real quick and have easy access to it and all your bigger stuff down below. I also have all of the light bulbs in the truck on the interior swapped out to LEDs, and it really helps update the look of the truck. But that's pretty much it for the interior. So ultimately, like I said, I have not off-roaded this truck yet, but it has been through a semi-severe Pennsylvania winter in 2018. So it has done phenomenally with that. With the stock tires that weren't anywhere near as beefy as these ones, it handled the snow with ease. I left it in auto four-wheel drive most of the time if there was any snow or we were expecting any. And this thing I never felt it slip. So the four-wheel drive in this truck works amazingly, and that's what I really wanted it for. A combination of winter driving, since I do live in Pennsylvania, and the ability to tow my wife's boat. And it does both of those things with ease. All right, guys, so that's gonna do it for today's video. I just wanna thank Truck Central again for choosing to feature my truck on their channel. It's an amazing feeling to know that someone out there other than me likes this thing. So thanks again, guys, I appreciate it. You guys have an awesome channel, and I can't wait to be back. But if you guys liked what you saw here, give us all a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Like I said, Truck Central is the place to be if you want any kind of truck content. And I will see you guys in the next one.